Hello, friends and family. It's Matt from Tennessee. It's early to mid-April. Thought it was a good time to get everyone up to speed as to where we are with this construction project. It was a year ago and 10 days when we first laid our eyes on this property. And we came up here, and there was a real estate agent that specialized in the sale of raw land. So we got up here and took a look and loved it so much we thought, hey, let's buy 15 acres and just spread out. It was a lot of acreage, but and so we still just love it up here. And once in a while, you get to pinch yourself. It feels like you're living in your own forest preserve. We oftentimes have flocks of birds flying above this pasture, and we definitely see birds of prey as well. And it's out here behind me. If you're doing work at the table in the camper, you'll see deer out here pretty much every morning and oftentimes in the evening. So it's kind of fun to get a look out. Of course, we're not hunters, so they must feel pretty safe up here to be hanging out. We've had a relatively warm period, so my understanding is the ticks are out, snakes are out for sure, and I think my neighbor saw some scorpions. So we're back to where we were last year, which is a lot of fun. It doesn't really freak us out now, so it's just average, just the average every day when you come upon those things. But it's certainly about ready. Grass is growing significantly, and we are going to be having to get the mowers out soon. So with that being said, let's take a look at where we are with respect to the house. I'll turn this around, and as you can see, we got a lot done. It has been a journey, certainly not a sprint. We're probably about 2 months further along, maybe, about 2.5 months later than we'd like to be. I can't say a lot of those delays were in our control. We definitely ran into some issues with subcontractors, and we got it all done right, but anything worth doing once was worth doing 2 or 3 times. So, and as a matter of fact, we still have some work to do on this diamond coat sidings, board and batten, and we've got a crew coming in on Monday. The weather was a bit rough this last week, so they come in and they've got some work to do on it. Just keep pushing, and eventually everything comes together. But what you're looking at on the left-hand side is the garage, and it's roughly about 24 by 30 in terms of depth and width. In front of us is the timber frame front porch with the metal roof, asphalt shingles, and we even have a chimney at the top. The timber framing was just completed, believe it or not, this last week, which was fantastic. We still have some materials out here. Until the shell is finished, I'm not going to get rid of them. So just in case they need something, we want to make sure they can do it. We're getting set up. We now have an entire camera system with detection, AI detection. Tell us if anyone's prowling around. But it's good to have that up here. It's important when you kind of live out in the country to have your safety measures. We'll go on the front door here, and getting close. So today was a big milestone, as we have now got insulation in the house. It's been spray foamed, entire roof deck, all exterior walls, the walls between the garage and the house. And we also had soundproof batting, sound deadening, I guess, but it's a rock wool product that we put in between bedroom walls and common areas, just to try to really, with guests and such, be able to have some quiet space. So the entire second and third bedroom walls have sound batting. The ones that are exterior do not need it, of course, but so we just got that finished. Here we're in that's the foyer, and we are the office here. The office still, I have to put some wood around the struts for the pocket doors, which I'll do this weekend. And you'll see a beam up here. Let's see my finger right there. Up there, hold on, can I do it? Can I do it? I'm not really sure. Oh, here we go. So that beam right there and the beam above the foyer are intended to separate the flat ceilings from the vaulted ceiling. And we are going to, about half of that height of that beam will be wrapped in a faux wood beam, and the other half will be in drywall. So it'll look at least like it's load bearing, but it's not. The kitchen is right here. It's the first time we've had anything on the wall, so it starts to really define space, which is helpful. Again, pocket doors, got to put some wood in there, and that'll help kind of define that space. That's our pantry right there. It's a walk-in pantry. It's got plenty of space. We'll use all 10 feet high here to maximize storage, as we have to fit a lot of things in here. The dining room, which is got some nice windows. Looking forward to having breakfast and looking out there. But you can only eat breakfast and look outside probably about 4 months out of the year, because Eastern time zone on the extreme west side. So the sun's not really up until about 7:15, and we're up quite a bit earlier than that. But you have some things that you can look at. Then we go into laundry room. Over here you'll see you'll actually see some of the wood panels I'm putting in between the struts on the pocket doors, and that helps for both some degree of sound deadening, but actually it's intended so that you can hang some things on that, where before or after, if you didn't have that in there, you would wind up having no real support. So we're just putting those on all of our pocket doors. Washer and dryer will be right there, and it'll be stacked to maximize the counter space. We always could use more counter space, right? And then the master bedroom, again, huge window, 7 by 9 feet, and the vaulted ceiling. So I am now looking forward to, well, it won't be right away, but in probably another 30 days, we'll be putting in the tongue groove here. We actually are going to have the next steps, now that the installation is finished, is an energy inspection, which I'll call for probably on Monday. It'll happen sometime next week, and then the drywall teams are all set up to come in and place drywall, hang drywall, mud and tape, sand, so on and so forth. And that's probably about a 2-week process once it commences. This is the bathroom. His and her sink, shower area, and then a soaker tub with a lot of light, I'll tell you. That's just wonderful to have all that light. And then of course, the toilet closet. It's nice to have some privacy. And then this is our master closet. And again, 10-foot ceiling. So it's not huge. It's bigger than the last one we had. And what I like is the 10-foot ceiling. So all of Susan's shoes should be able to go in here. We might need it. We might have an overflow or disaster recovery site we need to use for Susan's shoes, but we'll see. As we go through here, I might put sound batting over here again, and this just so that if anyone's trying to sleep in the master, a little quieter. Mud room right here, boom, boom, and then we have the powder room at our door in here, our service door between the garage and the house, and then also we have a lot of screens, but. So we're ready to go there. In terms of the garage, super cool. Like I said, about 24 feet deep by roughly 30 feet wide. Since our last update, you can't see it well. You can't really see it well here, but I actually put in an entire floor atop the trusses. So there's a space that's roughly, I'll call it 20 feet wide by 40 feet long for light storage, rated for 20 pounds per square foot. So it'll be very functional. And I'm looking forward to, I'm going to need all the space. Again, some really nice light in here. We are doing a 6-foot door there and an 18-foot overhead door here. Those are 8 feet tall. And we're doing the wall-mounted door operator. So we'll have a little more space above. But we're just doing it for the 18-foot door. The 6-foot door, I don't know how often we'll use it. But the coup de grace here is the service door in the garage, so that whenever we come in, go out, we do not have to open up a big garage door and let all the heat and or cool air out. And it's going to be either warm or cool, depending on what we want, because we're putting in a mini split. Right here, you can see we had this pre-wired for the mini split, and I believe it's 18,000 BTU which is rated for 700 to 1,000 feet. And that was important because I guess for Susan, she wants to have a place to work out. And so this 6-foot area will be for her working out. Let's hope it gets more use than the treadmill. Certainly if we're going to heat and cool it. But because that's why we really focused on ensuring that this garage had the same level of spray foam. The ceiling here has batting, and the roof deck above us is entirely, which I don't think we'd really be able to see too much. The roof deck up there for the whole home is actually spray foamed as well. I want to say it's 7 inches for the roof deck in thickness of spray foam, and then a minimum of 3.5 on these walls. Exterior walls are 2x6, so quite frankly, I think we probably got 4.5 to 5 inches, maybe more, of spray foam on the exterior, which is great. I mean, it'll be airtight. We are using, in terms of, I'll walk over to the second and third bedroom. In terms of our air conditioning system, I might have mentioned we are going to do a heat pump, but we're also going to do an inline furnace. They might call that dual fuel. I'm not really sure, but essentially inline furnace. It runs on LP. Seeing that we're from the Midwest, we like to have warm heat coming through our registers when we're cold, and that's what an LP will do, or inline furnace, versus a heat pump takes a lot longer to warm the house, and also is relatively inefficient when you get to really cold temperatures. This is one of the bedrooms. Got 2 windows there. This is big enough for a queen bed and plenty of egress and what have you. Other side there in the corner is actually a closet, so we'll be able to use that for quite a bit of storage. Exterior entrance. Then about 5x5 walk-in closet for each of the 2 bedrooms. And then again, we're using these pocket doors, and you can see here I've actually finished one over there, so that's what it'll look like before we put on drywall. And but that will provide, so if you want to hang a towel rack there, if you pictures on the other side, you can really make use of this wall now that you have something to attach it to. This is the Jack and Jill. What you're seeing here is just a lot of low voltage and Ethernet Cat 6 wiring, as we'll have theater in the main room, home theater. I think it's 7.1, and then outdoors we will have 5 speaker outdoor system with the television, and that will provide some really nice sound out there, but it's all being controlled. And on the other side of this wall will be basically an AV cabinet of sorts. But we're pretty much ready to go with that. And then here we have a Jack and Jill. I'm sorry, not Jack and Jill. We have a toilet closet, and have a good sized shower, glass doors there, and then a toilet. So again, when you have people here and they want to have some privacy but yet keep this room functional, they can go into use the toilet in here, and others can use the bathroom. This is the other bedroom, extra bedroom we have here. Really nice big windows, and enough room for a queen bed. We'll probably make some custom, right? This right here is backing for custom side tables. So they'll need to be custom to fit in the space, along with a good sized queen, which is sort of the design requirement. And I think we'll take you in the back real quick, or maybe I'll walk you around the side. So you walk through here. We will, once we have drywall, especially in the garage, we'll do a quick coat of paint, and we'll have the garage doors installed. And when those are installed, I'll be feeling a little bit better. Right now I have to really pay close attention when it comes up here, because we just have to make sure that nothing goes missing, so to speak. Also, since our last update, you'll see a trench. It's a pretty big trench, anywhere from 48 to about 30 inches deep between the drop-down transformer and the side of the house. As much as I'd like to tell you that I hand dug this, I did not. One of my wonderful neighbors has a backhoe, and he came over here in, I think, 3 hours. It was just great to have this done. It's It's worth quite a bit, and I'm really grateful for his help. Got a burn pile because we're burning things rather than tossing them in the garbage. Keep them out of landfill. So we'll walk back here to our back porch, but you can kind of see more trees with flowers. There's quite a bit yet to clean up back here in way of trees, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. Come around here, and this is a work in progress back here. I've got this drain tile you see here is actually going to be used for all of the gutters to basically get water away from the house. I've got a lot of tools and what have you back here, a lot of materials that'll be going back in the house. When they were doing the spray foam, all that had to be removed, so we got it out. But this little porch area right here is roughly 10 feet by a little less than 40, but plenty of room. And then our plan is to do some sort of brick paver patio back here. So call it another 15 feet of space. And once we clean up everything back here, and it'll be real nice. And on this side, Susan is wanting a jacuzzi, so boss lady gets what she wants. And so we'll put that out here once we get everything set up. But we've got the electric set up, as well as that's for the jacuzzi. We've got our water, and also we'll have a 30 amp outlet for an RV. So when people want to park over here, we can bring them over, and we also have a septic tank and clean out so that they can use that for their black tank and what have you. So which is super helpful. So that is where we're at. It's been quite some time. Been working on this since probably mid-October when they began, maybe even earlier. So we are definitely looking at the 6-month time frame. And in terms of when we're going to complete or what our plan is, I really have to look at what it'll take to complete it once the drywall is done. And I think 90 days is probably very tight. As for the most part, short of mechanicals, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, we are doing all the work ourselves. But I'm here, as you know, and 24/7, so I think there's a good chance we could finish it in 90. If not, it won't be from a lack of effort, it'll just be reality. So that will be, that's sort of our timeline. Since our last update, we've also, our neighbors to the northeast have cleared their land. They're both building very large barn shops, only barndominiums, so a small area to live. And then while they're living in that, they'll build their primary homes. And their lots range from a little over 5 to 10 acres over there. But it's certainly, it's definitely more visible. This was, when we first moved here, you could not see very far into those woods because it was thick, but now it is definitely cleared. And so Sue and I are thinking about what we can do to sort of create the visual blocks. Oh my gosh, I think I just saw an attack squirrel over there. He's still running. They're very stealthy out here, squirrels. And as you look down there, you've got the collection of porta potties and piles and piles of wood. Just it had been dry here up till about, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. So they could not burn. It was a burn ban. And then we've had a lot of rain. I'd be surprised if we had less than 5 inches of rain over even the last week and a half. Makes for some really sloppy work. But nonetheless, the team over there that's working on excavation, clearing excavation, is the same gentleman that did clearing and excavation for our house. And he builds everything right. So there's only one way to do it, and that's the right way. So these foundations will not shift. These roads that he's built will be there probably long after we are. I had the privilege of working with someone before on my driveway because I wanted a challenge for the rest of my life, and I think I've got it. So the with the gentleman that's doing the excavating, we agreed that he could use my driveway during the process for these trucks. We probably have had literally upwards of 300 dump trucks come up and down this driveway. So I think by definition, the rock has been walked in. And so we've got some work to do here. He's going to help kind of restore it a bit. And I think it's just going to be an ongoing journey. Fortunately, with the tractor, I've got a box blade and land plane, and once I'll just have to get to it. I think I've got, between now and the time that the drywall is done, I probably have about 2.5 weeks. So that'll allow me to come out and do work on the outside, just to kind of get prepared. We want to do a garden this year, so we'll probably get that ready. So generally people don't plant gardens here until about early May because of the frost. We still get frost up here. And so we're just newbies at this garden thing. Actually, kind of newbies at a lot of these things, but it's definitely an engaging experience and frustrating at times, but certainly rewarding when you overcome those things. But this is a work in progress. This will take, in some respects, some of the things here will take years. And then hopefully friends and family will join us here and visit and think, man, this has happened overnight. And we go, oh yeah, this was nothing. It took nothing at all. So easy. So that is a quick walkthrough of the upper side of our property. I think I've mentioned to you in prior videos, we have a little quarry road that goes over there. Goes down. It's pretty cool to explore. I imagine that young kids would probably love being up here, getting to run down these old quarry roads and farm roads and seeing what lies ahead. It's certainly interesting for us. But there you go. I hope this was interesting. And next time you see this, I'm expecting garage doors, expecting drywall, and we'll give another walkthrough. And it seems every time we do this, you get a better view on what on earth is happening and a better sense of how it's coming together. So there you go. Leave any questions, you can certainly leave them in the comments and or give me a ring. Thanks.